Hello, good morning, Ghana, good morning, Africa, good morning, the rest of the world watching us live across our social media handles on MBN 360. Welcome to another insightful edition of the Morning Focus, your trusted platform for informed discussion, policy analysis, as well as a national conversation that matters. My name is Exp0ses, and today we'll be exploring the state of our nation from the growing concerns over floods, fire and building collapses to the future of jobs under the 24-hour economy policy. We will also examine the face of love and relationship in Ghana and ask whether government can restore public confidence in public institutions. Stay with us as we dissect the headlines, engage experts, and we hear your views on the issues shaping our country and our lives. My name once again is Exp0ses, and I'm here this morning together with
Bernard Agbemo-Eduji.
Bernard Agbemo-Eduji joins me. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, El.
Right, so our scripture this morning is brought to you in association with the Maranatha Power Ministry International. Today is Friday. Remember, I'll be telling you what to expect today and on Saturday, and then the following week, our program lineup throughout the week. And I want to thank you for keeping your channel with us. This is the channel everybody watches. So it's good to have you joining us this morning. How has your week been like?
Yeah, my week has been good. A little stressful than usual. But yeah, thank God it's Friday. Friday is here finally. I couldn't wait for Friday. Yeah, so I'm going to put in my full energy today, finish hard, and have the weekend to rest. Yeah, so it's been a good week.
It's good. It's been a good week. Up. Scripture for this morning is from the book of Proverbs, the chapter 24. We'll be reading from the verse 3 to 4 from the NIV, and it said, "By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established, and through knowledge its rooms are filled with real and beautiful treasures." This is our scripture reading for this morning. By wisdom, a house is built, and through understanding, it is established, and through knowledge, the rooms are filled with real and beautiful treasures. That's the word of the Lord from the Maranatha Power Ministry. They gave us two other areas to look at this morning, which we will be looking at this morning. But what do you make of the scriptures?
Yeah, wisdom is supreme. The creation of the world was guided by God's own wisdom. And it says that a house is built by wisdom.
Yeah.
But to establish it, you need understanding, right? To maintain it, to keep it, you need understanding. Right. So, yes, whatever we are doing in raising a family, in building businesses, in building a professional life, whatever it is that in building a relationship, we need wisdom first, and then understanding of the circumstances, understanding of the situation, understanding of the people we are dealing with, understanding of our environment and everything, before we can establish that which we have, built. So yes, we need wisdom. Wisdom is supreme. Wisdom is the most important thing. Yeah, if you lack wisdom, I mean, there's a word that describes you, which I don't want to use this morning. But you cannot build anything without wisdom. I heard a man of God saying that even for people who inherit so much wealth, if you don't have wisdom, you will lose everything. Yeah, if you don't have wisdom, you will lose everything. And over and over again, when we speak to Otin on the morning show, he will emphasize the importance of wisdom, the importance of information, so that you don't mismanage your finances. We need wisdom to do all of that. We need wisdom to guide our everyday decision. So yes, in everything we do, we need to seek for God's wisdom, God's direction, and we need to have understanding, right, so that we can establish that which we have built or are building. Yeah.
We need to have understanding for what which we've built and we keep building, and that is from Bernard expressing his thoughts on this subject, wisdom. in order getting, get wisdom, get understanding. Quite interesting. Scripture goes beyond the construction of physical houses. It teaches the lasting sources, whether in relationship, in families, businesses, or nation, is built on wisdom and sustained by understanding and enriched by knowledge. Many of Ghana's challenges today, from building collapse to failed constructions and failed institutions and broken relationship, can often trace to shortcuts, poor planning, and the neglect of wisdom. The verse reminds us that sustainable development requires thoughtful decision rather than quick fix. That is where we are today. The sad aspect of it. That is where we are. What has brought us here. This morning I was reading something in the book of Psalm 8, the verse 9. It said, "O Lord, our Lord, O Lord, our Lord, how majestic and glorious is your name in all the earth." I was just pondering through it, and I was wondering what the psalmist was seeing. Then I realized that he was looking at the majesty of God and the honor of man. O Lord, our God, our Lord. It presents a profound truth that seems almost impossible to comprehend. The God who created the galaxies, the stars in place, and governs the universe, sets the stars in place, governs the universe, is the same God who cares personally about humanity. The same God that created the universe, the galaxies we see, is the same God that created the human personality, the things we are seeing today. And I just love it because David looked at the vastness of creation and asked, "What is man that you are mindful of him?" What is man that you are mindful of him? Yet God's response is not to ignore mankind, but to elevate him with dignity, purpose, and responsibility. What is man that you are mindful of him? Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is man that you are mindful of him? The majesty of God is revealed only in his power to create. It is also revealed in his willingness to value what appears small. Whilst the heavens declares his greatness, humanity displays his love. God crowned man with glory and honor, not because of human achievement, but because of divine grace and intentional design. Truth will always challenge two dangerous extremists. First, it confronts pride by reminding us that we are not the center of the universe. God is. Second, it confronts insecurity by reminding us that we are not forgotten or insignificant. God knows us intimately. In a world where many seek validation from status, wealth, or public approval, Psalm 8 teaches that truth, wealth comes from God alone. Our value is not determined by what we possess, but by whose image we bear. So whose image are you bearing? We were created to reflect God's character, exercise wise stewardship, and bring glory to his name. And I love the passage there. God is definitely greater than we can imagine. I want to say a big thank you to the Maranatha Power Ministry International, supporting us to come your way with a scripture reading every Monday to Friday. Today is Friday. The moment I say today is Friday, then I'm just going to invite you on something very special, something awesome, something powerful, something that it will shift your heavens, something that when we all come together, you could feel the presence. You need a presence of God in everything you do. And that is why I invite you to be part of the Friday Mega All Night service. Mega All Night. Mega All Night. And this week, interestingly, there's a woman of God, a prophetess who visited, was part of the miracle, moment of miracle on Tuesday, and definitely, she's going to be there as well with a moment of miracle. She's going to be there at the Super All Night today, the Mega All Night. So be part of the Mega All Night and let God speak into your life. Let God be God in your life. And come, I invite you. When you come, ask of me. I want to see you. I want to have a word with you. And I want you to come. And let's pray together. All road leads to the Maranatha Power Ministry. This and every Friday, exactly 10 a.m. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Then on Sunday, we have two services. The Victory service at 7 a.m. That's an English service. And then the Breakthrough service at 9 a.m. Ga entry. So be part of this and your life will never be the same. Amen.
Amen.
So that's how we conclude today's edition of Bringing It Back. I'll be telling you more about the Mega All Night. Now let's move on and bring you our African proverbs for today. African proverbs from today. What is on the proverb? What is on the proverb today? For this morning, for all our viewers out there as we go in for the weekend. Super weekend. Super weekend. You know, no matter how long the night will be, what will come?
Oh, the day will surely come. Day will surely.
Today we're going to have Nathaniel the Optimist also to speak with us. To speak with us this morning on the modern love. Well, how far a stream flows, it never forgets its source. How far a stream flows, it never forgets its source. That's our proverb for this morning. You understand it?
Yeah. I mean, the stream will always take from its source. Yes. Once it casts ties with its source, I mean, that is the end of that stream. So no matter how long it flows and what it flows into, it always remembers that, you know, my source is somewhere. And that is it for life. Yeah, no matter how far you go in life, you would always remember where you were coming from. And that has a way of humbling you, making you appreciate life, making you appreciate people who are still struggling, right? You don't disrespect people, you don't dishonor people, you don't become proud just because God has taken you to a certain level. But if you are someone who is reflective, remembers where you were and how far you have come, you always keep base with your source, because your source will inspire you. Your source will show you, will let you feel a depth of gratitude to God. Your source will humble you. Your source will let you appreciate life and appreciate others and the struggle they are going through. So yes, people who forget their source, I mean, most often than not end up in ways that are not pleasing. But people who remember their source, who energize them, who push them, who give them a recommendation, who various ways of, when we mean source, it is not just your background, you know, but a lot of things, you know, along the way of success, along the path of success. Even in community life, you know, modernity has come to shape everything. Sometimes to the extent that we forget who we are as Africans. We forget the values that underpin our being and all of that. But people who keep this thing in mind, no matter how far they go in life, no matter the level at which they've gotten to on the world stage, on the international stage, they still remember their values. They still remember their beliefs, their perspective that shaped their upbringing and all of that. So yes, it is important that we still appreciate our source, because it is inspiration. You know, the source is inspiration, and the source keeps you in check. Yes, I love that one. It keeps you in check. No matter how far you go, you remember where you are coming from, the values, the upbringing, and all of that. It shapes you. Once you leave that, you are now a different person. You are assuming a new identity altogether. Yes, so that is it. I mean, even in the Bible, I don't know, I've forgotten who wrote that. Remember your first love. You know, remember your first love. Remember the things you heard from us, the early things. You know, these are basic things that shape our being, that shape our beliefs. So yes, it is important that even as you go along the path of life, even as you travel, even as you rise, you know, on the career path and all of that in ministry, you still remember your source. If you are in the ministry, no matter how far you go, you remember that God is your source. You don't break away from God. Those things that you used to do that kept you connected with God. Prayer, fasting, meditating on the word, worship, and all of that. These are the things that kept you in touch with your maker, with your creator, with the source of your power, which is enabling you to do all the things. So no matter how high you rise in ministry, you don't forget these things, because they are core. They are foundation of your ministry. So yes, it is very important, especially as we Christians. Our source is God. It's one. Our source is God. No matter how far we go, no matter how intelligent we become, no matter the level of education we are able to get, we still have to remember our source. And our source is with God. Once we cut that source, we are on our own, as they will say. Yes, so it's important that we remember, you know, our source, even as we go along.
It's important to remember our source even as we go along. The proverb teaches the importance of remembering one's roots, one's values, and origins, regardless of how successful or influential one becomes. A stream may travel great distance, nourishing many lands along its path, and existence is forever connected to the spring from which it began. In life, many people achieve success, gain wealth, attain high office, or travel far from home, yet true wisdom lies in remembering the people, the principles, and experiences that shape them. Forgetting one's source often leads to pride, whilst remembering it cultivates humility, gratitude, and responsibility. For nations, this proverb is equally relevant. Development should not come at the expense of cultural identity, moral values, or national heritage. Progress is strongest when it is rooted in clear understanding of where we have come from. The higher you rise, the more important it becomes to remember where you started. Gratitude preserves character, and humility sustains greatness. And that's how we end today's edition of our Proverbs for this morning, taking us moving on to other areas where we're going to transition exactly 8 a.m. We're going to have that conversation. We'll do the wrap up of the major stories making headlines across Ghana's newspapers, online portals, and international media, with analysis of their impact on governance, economy, and everyday life. That is what we're going to push up next in this morning's edition of the Morning Focus. Remember, you can join us by way of text and comment on 053 715 8638, 053 715 8638 is the numbers. You can join us as we have this conversation together on the Morning focus. And thank you for being with us. We're moving on with our newspaper headlines very shortly. The newspaper headlines very shortly with the various newspaper. But just before we go into the various newspaper, let's look at some of the portals, the stories on some various portals this morning. If you go to the various portals this morning, you see some other stories. But the issue of flooding is becoming quite alarming. Senate's biggest challenge isn't technology, it is getting Ghanaians to use it. Exp0ses.
It is getting Ghanaians to...
Senate's biggest challenge isn't technology, it's getting Ghanaians to use it.
Getting Ghanaians to use the technology. I guess that's what you're trying to say.
The Director General of Senate, Exp0ses, says the pension scheme biggest challenge is no longer technology, but getting more Ghanaians to embrace the digital platform designed to make service faster and more convenient. It means that people are still using the they still don't want to move. They still want to mark time where they are. And that is where Exp0ses is saying that, look, it's not about, but people to use the technology that have been provided. From months to days, Senate now process pensions claims in just 7 days. And that is interesting. Focus on data prices, not porn ID policy, Yidam tells some George. Ghanaians feel subcharged. Stephen Mantiao explains growing backslash over Goldfields lease. MAHAMA begins a 4-day state visit to Belarus, eyes stronger economic and agricultural ties. The world mining winners don't sit back. Stephen Mantiao backs bigger Ghanaian stake in mining. Lease renewal must not become asset sales opportunity. Exp0ses. Government considering mandatory photo ID checks for pornographic website. Sam George. Interesting time, isn't it? Interesting time. Wow.
But I mean, I
Wow.
So yeah, what it means is that if you want to access the site, either you provide your Ghana card or you do photo ID. Oh Jesus! What it means is that they are trying to restrict, access to such websites which are harmful, which are addictive. So I think it's a good thing. For now, I don't think I have any reason to access such website. Maybe married men or married people do have reasons to. They will tell you they want to spice up their stuff and all of that. I don't know how this new proposal would impact sexual life in marriage, right? But so interestingly, at a point in my life, I wanted to be a sexologist. So I read wide about sex, and I got to realize a few things that, some of these sites become, some married people use them and all of that. And also in my psychology class, when we're talking about sexual disorders and all of that, we considered all these things. So yes, they are harmful to some people, especially the youth. It becomes addictive and all of that. But they are also useful to a certain section of the population. So it is important to find a balance there so that in an attempt to strengthen moral behavior and, prevent addictive pornographic addiction, we don't also end up killing people's bedroom stuff. So that is what I've been thinking about since I saw this thing. I don't know how they intend to go about that, because yes, such stuff are also, I remember those days they used to do some radio TV programs and midnight when, you know, remember some of the Obadana and all of that. Yes, midnight when the kids are sleeping, they will show some of these things on some of the stations, and the intention is to help boost people's bedroom performances, strengthen marriages and all of that. So yes, in fact, people are even encouraged to read erotic materials, yeah, sexual books and all of that to help strengthen. There are people, because of my, because of my, some of the classes we had in psychology, there are sexual disorders, disorders of pain, disorders of erection, disorders of arousal, and all of that. So some of these things are proposed. It is not like a wholesale thing, but when you see your physiologist or your whatever it is, your therapist, they may be able to diagnose it and then propose a therapy, which may include, you know, sexual scenes and sexual stuff and all of that. You know, there are even ways to even test potency and arousal and such stuff. So they also have their usage in a way. So I am not saying it should not be banned. That is not what I'm saying. Yes, I understand it is addictive. It is harmful. Pornographic addiction. It is a mental disorder. So it is good. I support every attempt to restrict access to such websites, especially to young people. When you go to our senior high schools, you don't use phone in senior high school, but students find their way to send phone to schools, and most of them engage, you know, watching some of this stuff even in school. In the universities, it's very common and stuff like that. So if there's a way to limit, because pornographic addiction reduces productivity, the time you need to spend thinking about life, thinking about something, work and all of that, the time you need to spend reading, you spend such time accessing these channels, and you'll be moving from one website to another. By the time you spend 2 hours, 3 hours, wasting productive hours. So it is good, you know, that they restrict access to these portals, especially for young people. But on the other hand, in terms of the therapeutic usage or usefulness of such website, it is something that maybe they would have to look at to create a balance. Yeah.
It's something they'll have to look at and create a balance, and that is coming from the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Honorable Samuel Nate George, bringing up to speed with the planning of what to do. You need an ID to be able to access those sites. Interesting times await us. Just can function how it will turn out to be, whether you need to provide the ID to know how many people are watching porn in a country. Interesting, right? Well, let's do the news headlines. The Daily Post. Let's start with the Daily Post this morning. Says Bupewura Abdullahi Jinapo, the second Honors Gold Board CEO, Honors Gold Board CEO for leadership and service to Ghana. 47th June 4th Uprising anniversary. Let's reflect on valuable lessons from this pivotal moment in our history. VIP urges NDC members. NPA marks World Menstrual Hygiene Day 2026 with distribution of over 30,000 sanitary pads to SHS girls. Ghana targets $20 billion a gold purchase to boost central bank's reserves. Finance Minister. Stories on the Daily Post.
After the Daily Post, let me take the Herald. The Herald. The Herald has a very interesting story on its front page. Deborah's health works stopped. Esiedun Ketie's thank you tour continues. Ras Mubarak cries chairmanship abuse. You understand that story?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Finance Minister bears teeth as at least and sell mining transaction, at lease and sell mining transaction, questions Newmont's $1 billion Achin mine to Chinese. Distressed Luke Oil Springfield to benefit from state-funded oil deals. Behind closed doors, Dubai and London talks stroke controversy. Has a picture of the sector minister, John Jinapo. Abronye recaged over failure to surrender passport and cites education and medical treatment abroad. Chairman of the NPP in the Bono region, Chairman Abronye. Fifi Kote warns NDC members against Akufo-Addo syndrome. Stories on the front page. Later, I'll give my perspective on some of the speeches that came up.
You can still do it.
Yes, I mean, so yes, about this particular one. Yesterday was June 4th, and the commemoration of June 4th uprising, which has become, I think, the 47th one, which has become an annual event that is held by the NDC. Remember earlier, the NDC issued a communique declaring June as their month. You know, so the Cadres Day, the June 4th uprising, the Founders Day. I mean, Jerry John Rawlings was born on June 22nd. And so that day becomes the Founders Day for the party. And when it was the time for the General Secretary to speak, as usual, you know, the Bible will say, the spirit of his master has fallen on him. When Elisha returned from, you know, when his master was captured and the prophets were looking at him patting the Jordan with the mantle, they said that the spirit of his master has fallen on him. It was as if the spirit of Jerry Rawlings fell on Fifi Kote yesterday. Okay. Oh, the body movements, the gestures and everything when he was reading or delivering his message. And what did he mean by Akufo-Addo syndrome? So he said that in the NDC, the leaders who have emerged, Jerry Rawlings, John Mills, John Mahama, none of these three actually wanted to be a leader. But they became leaders based on circumstances. So Jerry Rawlings from the uprising, because of the corruption and the of state abuse and all of that, then he became a leader through the circumstance. John Mills, Atta Mills of blessed memory, he actually had to be consulted a number of times before accepting to be vice president to the founder, Jerry Rawlings. And then subsequently became the flag bearer through the Swedro Declaration and all of that. He didn't even finish his one term before he died. Then John Mahama, who is currently the president, you know, John Mahama himself, I think at a program with Otumfuo, indicated that Otumfuo had to invite him over to say, hey, now yes, vice and also when you're now you know, so Otumfuo and co had to even come in to convince him to accept leadership. And he was saying that this is the culture of the NDC. Leaders, it's not like selfishness. You want to be a leader and it's just about that. But they come out of the circumstances, out of the situation. So he was cautioning people who have suspended everything and all they seek to do is to campaign to become leaders. And that is why, how can he mention another Danko Akufo-Addo? That these are people who only care to be leaders and Baumia, and that is how he failed. He said that
he was playing, so he could have.
Yes, he played politics.
He could have done this without
mentioning names. I agree.
Politics,
I agree. Right? But that is politics for you. It is a political platform.
He could have just made a statement without adding them to it.
So the summary of what he was saying is that for people whose objective is just to occupy space, just to be leaders, most often tend to fail. But those who become leaders out of the circumstances, they tend to do better. So that was Fifi Kote questioning against this thing we are observing where people are just all over the place trying to, you know, assume the leadership of the party, reminding them to reconsider the tradition of the NDC and how leaders emerge. Leaders do not emerge because they want to be leaders. They emerge out of the circumstances. But of course, times are changing. So we'll see how it goes. It was a very powerful speech as delivered by the General Secretary of the party yesterday.
All right.
These are the stories on the front page of the Herald newspaper.
Away from the Herald newspaper, let's do the Business and Financial Times this morning. The Business and Financial Times is GSE urges diaspora to top capital market revival. On the economy, high NPLs, blunt monetary policy impact, infrastructure regulation key to unlocking institutional capital for agriculture. Community banks critical vehicles in deepening financial inclusion. Host communities back Goldfields lease renewal. I'm up to now 30 years. Dear no my own mokrunos. I'm up shama funuma and to mosaic yen. It shouldn't be renewed for them. Access Bank strengthens leadership team with 2 executive appointments. And then biodiversity, the Goldfields way, the hidden sparkle of trillion environment. I mean, you've been mining here for almost 30 years. Look at the areas where you mine. What development have you brought there? What development? And then more Queen mothers and chiefs. Envelopes. They should renew. Renew what? They should renew it and give it a Ghanaian who is ready to develop our cities and our communities for us. On a job, no, Oman developer. They give us a break. And those are the stories on the Business and Financial Times.
The Informer newspaper. Chief Imam fires NDC, NPP over anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Ghana-UK Investment Summit 2026, GRA repositions as partner to businesses. Africa must define its future, MAHAMA tells conference. Government set to introduce digital asset tax. That is a very interesting one. The world is moving. So as we have tax on fiscal assets, there will be tax, on digital assets. And so this one has GRA boss here. CAT, Children's Ward gets NAPO boost. That is Konfanoche Teaching Hospital. Children's Ward receives some staff from the former running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe, who has recently indicated that he will gladly accept the nomination again, or appointment, whatever it is. And the big one here, Clash of Egos. Bagman and Ayariga break bones over anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Bagman says the bill should be brought back. Ayariga says the bill has been passed, and that is it. He sees nothing wrong with this. Let's see how that one also goes. Stories on the front page. Stop the sexist attacks. Women group. That is on page 6. Stories on the front page of the Informer.
Away from the Informer, let's do the Daily Statement. African family central to sovereignty, national stability, says Reverend Dr. Upuni Frimpong. Bono Minister served in a 30 million Anodom Prez defamation suit. Censored condemns misleading attack against Akosia Menu. I think that statement, I don't really get it, why the Ashanti Regional Minister should make that statement. Apex polls places now commission for ahead of rivals in the NPP National Women's Organizers race. Minority Defense Original 2024 Anti-LGBTQ Bill. Daily Statement.
The Source newspaper. Flats. This is on flats. Upstream treatment, only viable option. Upstream treatment, only viable option. That is according to the GHIE. Recheni Amakwe is in the news again. Hajia for real is my friend, not a concubine. In other headline, his wife says that Hajia for real should be banned from assessing her children. Government shift on anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Political deceit. That is according to the MPP. Let me take essence of that story. The opposition New Patriotic Party has accused the ruling National Democratic Congress, NDC, of abandoning the position it previously held on the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, describing the shift as political deceit following the passage of the amended legislation. Yeah, let me end here. Essence of the story has a picture of an unconventional picture of the man, Osahin Alexander Afenyo Markin, the minority leader. Query to Konfuanoche Hospital CEO, knee-jerk doctors, slum minister, sorry, the health minister there. Jen said to minister, your Akosia menu comment sexist. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Ataashi. Stories on the front page of the Source newspaper.
From the Source newspaper, we move to the Informer newspaper. Is it up? Oh, I think we've done Informer already. So let's do the Metro Lens. The Metro Lens has icons in the front page. It says, icons not down. Critics are wrong. Ghana link. NDC betraying anti-LGBTQ plus promise. Minority. Story is on page 4. IGP fire. Chief joins Mutaka at the scenes of police barracks fire. MPP electoral decline under spotlight ahead of a general secretary race. Page 3 has the stories on the Metro Lens.
The Ghanaian points. Don't just query cut. Greater investment in emergency care needed. That's according to Ghana Medical Association. Minority accuses government of backtracking on anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Has a picture of the minority leader here. Accra High Court remands Abronye DC over failure to surrender passport. Ghana targets lithium processing. Sorry, let me read that again. Ghana targets lithium processing, eyes local battery manufacturing industry. Has a picture of the Natural Resource Minister, Emmanuel Amakufibua. And then the story of the General Secretary of the NDC charging his party foes. Cut out desperation for power. Fifi wants NDC members. Stories on the front page of the Ghanaian Point.
Away from the Ghanaian Point, let's do the new Crusading Guide, the new Weekend Crusading Guide, precisely. The new Weekend Crusading Guide. Almost all the stories have appeared here. Which one is the only one? Okay, MPP demands passage of original anti-LGBTQ plus bill, accuses NDC of betrayal. Then you have the Anodon defamation is there. And I think the only new one too there is that the staff revolt at Prez Sankofa Gold Board Exp0ses and MD benefits under fire. We are honoring the Gold Board CEO. Lawyers trade blows in court over and then we have the Gen-Z. There's most of the same stories running through to the Weekend New Crusading Guide.
The Daily Graphic. Finance Ministry releases 1.67 billion Ghana cedi for agric sector. Guzitano is here, 24-hour economy to create 1.7 million what? 1.7 million what? Jobs by 2028. That is according to Guzitano. Biodiversity, the gold fields way. You can read that, I think, editorial on pages 16 and 17. The big story here, nation to produce first vaccine 2027. Let me just take a step of that story. That is according to the Vaccine Institute drives local initiative. And the story by Rebecca Kweku Duho. The National Vaccine Institute is seeking partnership with key investors to help drive local vaccine manufacturing in the country by 2030. Ghana is expected to fund its vaccines locally at a cost of about $50 million in 4 years' time. When funding from the Global Vaccine Alliance ends, the NVI is therefore looking for strategic investors such as the Ghana Exim Bank, Afri Exim Bank, and the International Finance Corporation, IPC, to fund local manufacturers to produce vaccine for the country. The Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the NVI, Dr. Soji Tete, made this known in Accra during a working visit to the editor of Graphic, Theophilus Yate. The visit was to solicit media support for the NVI as it worked at building the country's ecosystem towards self-sufficiency. Continue reading the story on page 3. This is a good story. We'll be producing vaccines locally, a boost to the pharmaceutical industry. We call on investors to support.
All right, so away from the graphic, let's go straight away to the phone lines where we've been joined by Nathaniel, the optimist, I always call him. Good morning, Nat. Hello, good morning, Nathaniel. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing very well. That's you.
God is good always. And today, today, Friday, we want to look at modern love in Ghana. And we want to speak to a topic we've picked out, our social media and mourning destroying genuine relationship. And you being a relationship coach and also a counselor. In the digital age has transformed how people meet, date, and maintain relationships. Yet many argue that social media pressure and financial expectations are undermining genuine connections. Now, has love become more transactional this day?
Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to viewers and probably listeners too. The line from your end, I don't know, when you're speaking, when you spoke, I didn't get to very clear. I'm only being from what it is that you could be insinuating. So probably the line can be corrected. I'll be very glad.
Oh, so you want me to ask a question again?
If you can, yes.
Well, the question.
Otherwise, I can proceed with the sentence, yeah.
Okay, the question I'm asking is this: we are in the digital age, and the digital age has transformed how people meet, how they date, and maintain their relationship. But yet, many also argue that the social media pressure and financial expectation are undermining genuine connections. And I'm asking, has love become more transactional?
Okay. Thanks once again for having me. Love and the conversations around it and everything else that has to do with love, it's obviously not at me. Like I think I can do things are not the same anymore. So yes, dating and relationship, marriage itself has taken a hit as time has gone by. And so if you ask me if love has become more transactional, my answer is very yes. Even though we can still find real and genuine love, however, it's become more difficult in our age today to find real love that has been in time past. The things that people look out for in our age have taken a certain time when it comes to the real essence of looking for love. People's priorities and considerations are so many. So yes, love in our time has become more transactional. If I was to be more explicit with an example, if 10 people set out to date, probably out of these 10, it's just about 2 or 3 maximum that can say that they might have a chance of finding love that is very genuine and real. The remaining 7 will have to do a lot in order to distill that love to find what it really is that it's supposed to be. So that, for example, the other 7 that are not in something that looks like real love will have to obey to certain principle to get to the bottom where they can say that they are in a real love situation. That is being real to yourself so that you are not misled. So the seven can actually, maybe 3 or 4 of them out of the 7 can also develop into something good. But you need to be very intentional and critical to be able to distill the real love out of that representation. So yes, I mean, love has become more transactional than it is today. Very, very transactional there. Also, let me say that I'm getting a very favorable feedback from myself. I can hear what it is that I'm saying. Feedback can be corrected as well as, correct this thing.
All right. I think PCR will work on that. But let me ask this: like we're still looking at the modern era, modern love in Ghana. Are social media platforms creating unrealistic relationship standards?
Okay, so every stage or every page, what it comes with. So dating has gone through a certain modification, and that is fairly actually normal. You see, as times change and the modifications happen, in as much as we cannot stop the modifications from happening, we have to train ourselves how to live in the age. So in as much as I'm not completely against social media, getting love through social media platforms, what I would say is that it is a certain age that requires a certain level of knowledge to be able to play in it well. So that in as much as social media has come to help in one way or the other, because now it's easier to meet people all over the world. I mean, you can sit in Ghana and probably date someone in wherever. In as much as I'm not completely against it, what I preach is know what you're getting yourself into and how to play the game. So it's just like everything else. Somebody tells you about certain investment. You don't know so much about the investment, but you jump into it. So in investing, we say that if you cannot investigate, you don't invest. So if you're going to date online or if you're going to find a partner online, there are certain rules and regulations governing it. You don't just meet somebody online today and you start telling them about everything about your life because you don't even know who is at the other end. So there are some ways to be able to date online and get it seemingly right. Now, recently there's a story of a friend who found somebody, and then not knowing the person had another person. And it turned out that whatever it is that the person was doing was false. So yes, social media is an age. You see, we cannot do anything about it. It has come to stay. In fact, more sophisticated platforms are even coming up. But in as much as we can't do away completely with it, we have to know what it takes to be able to date properly on social media. That is what I think I want to say with regards to that. Yeah.
That is what you think you want to ask to that question. I know our viewers will be interested in knowing, especially when it comes to what are the things you need to do if you have to go on the social media date, the modern era, the standards we've set for ourselves, and the things we are looking at doing as a people in order not to find ourselves at the wrong place. But it's financial.
Yeah, and I'm really struggling to hear you, honestly.
But let me ask this simple: is financial stability now a prerequisite for romance?
Is financial stability what?
I'm asking whether financial stability now a prerequisite for romance.
No, financial stability is or has always been something that has to be sought after before one thinks about love. That is true. Because you see, as a young man or as a young lady, my definition for singleness or being a candidate who can even engage in a relationship is when you have a certain level of stability in your life as a person, be you female or male. So I've always been a proponent of, as a young lady, make sure you can buy your own airtime, make sure you can fill your own gas, make sure you, without a man, you are still living your life. And for the guys, it's even much more, the responsibility is much more higher because in our tradition, the man takes care of the home. So yes, you need a certain level of financial stability before you think about getting into a relationship. So whenever it is that I'm advising people, I tell them that, look, your first point of your first agenda is to get something that keeps that keeps you by. You know, you need to be able to get to a point where what to eat, where to sleep, those basic things are not really an issue to you before you even think about going into a relationship. Or you're just going to be stressing yourself. I mean, there's a counselor in town here we listen to, and he says certain things. As hard as you think he's saying them, some of the things he says are really very true. Because love is a giving, not only material, in terms of everything else. So if you are thinking of bringing somebody else to join you, then what you are simply saying is that you can feed yourself and feed somebody else. So my proposition when it comes to singleness, somebody who qualifies to get into a relationship in the first place, is somebody who is able to take care of their basic needs, be you female or male, before you are even qualified to be a candidate today. So if you're asking if financial stability is something that is needed when it comes to romance, I mean, I want to think that the romance means relationship. Then yes, you need some level of stability. That can also only be defined by you. I'm not saying that you should have a car before. No, that's not what I'm saying. You should have a place to lay your head. Your daily needs is not a problem. Because whoever it is that's going to join you, if you are spending 50 Ghana cedis on power or on water, definitely, if somebody is joining you, you're going to spend more than that. So yes, financial stability is very necessary. But if you don't explain what it means before we say financial stability, somebody might be listening to us and thinking I'm saying you should own a car, you should own a house. No, that's not what I'm saying. Whatever it is that your current lifestyle is, you should be sure that whoever it is that you're bringing into the picture is not going to be a financial suicide. That's just what I'm saying. So you need to be able to take care of yourself and have something by to be able to take care of somebody else. So you need some level of financial stability.
You need some level of financial stability.
Yes.
So from what you're saying, can genuine love survive in the era of constant comparison? When we do this
constant comparison.
Yes, I'm asking, can genuine love survive in an era of constant comparison?
If I get the question very right, constant comparison, probably in a relationship with someone and they're constantly saying that, oh, this person has an iPhone, I don't have an iPhone, and so on and so forth. Is that what you're saying?
Surviving No, it's the same thing you're saying. Can genuine love survive where people constantly are comparing you with some other person?
Okay, so real love and genuine love actually cannot exist in an environment where somebody doesn't find you as being enough for them. So if somebody finds you not enough for them, they don't even have any basis or business being with you in the first place. Wherever it is that, so let's give the premise very well. You have a certain level of financial stability. You can feed yourself. Basic needs are not a problem. Based on that, you decided to bring somebody else to join you. And this is because you think that you can equally have something to share with the other person. Now, aside this, if somebody else is in your life and saying that the fact that you don't have a car or don't have the latest iPhone, it means that I can't be with you, then it takes us back to when we started this conversation saying that love has become very transactional. And that is just a depiction of somebody who is in that category of transaction. That is not real love. If I am with you, if you have accepted to be with me, then what you're simply telling me is that you are okay with whatever it is that I have. So if it gets to a point and then you start telling me that I'm not enough for you, then it takes us to the point of the transaction that we are talking about. It means you are not with me for what I thought it is, but you are here because of what it is that you can get out of it. Relationships are not quick how do they even call that thing? Get rich quick schemes. No. Relationships are relationships. Whatever it is that comes with relationship in terms of benefits are peripherals. So if by virtue of being with me, I'm able to buy an iPhone for you, or I'm able to buy a car for you,
It is a fallout of our relationship. So that if I'm not even able to get that for you, it still doesn't, make whatever it is that we have as a relationship less of being a relationship. So yes, if there are comparisons, then it takes us to the point where we are saying that love is actually transactional, which cannot be termed as real love. Yeah.
Which cannot be termed as real love, because that brings me to the point where I read, because sometimes you go read certain articles on the social media, and it brings to the point that has the rise of influencers changed society's definition of a successful relationship?
Have the influencers, like you say you watch a kid, right?
No, sometimes you go on the social media, you get to read certain articles, you go to see some followers of certain things people doing, and you ask yourself whether the rise of influencers has changed society's definition of a successful relationship.
Okay. What we see on camera sometimes is an exaggerated form of society in which we live. Like somebody says, love is sweet when the cameras are on. You see, a lot of the things we see out there are very fake. We are humans, we are not robots. Our emotions come to play in our interactions with people. The fact that there is a misunderstanding in a relationship doesn't make the relationship necessarily a bad one. There is something I call conflict resolution technique. The fact that you have misunderstanding with your partner doesn't necessarily mean that your relationship is bad. Misunderstanding is simply missing an understanding. So, for example, I say, "Elle, good morning." My voice, or the pitch of my voice, was a little bit high. So you got apprehensive and said, "Why am I greeting you and my voice is so high?" At that point, what is happening? It's a misunderstanding. Somebody is missing the understanding that I thought was okay. That is basically what conflicts are. I'm taking it from the point of conflict, and I'll get to the point that you're talking about whether the screens and the movies and the things we're seeing are influencing society. So yes, the things we see on screen, most of them are fake and not real. We are humans and not robots. I am not saying that real love is not sweet or cannot be sweet. Real love is just like the process of getting gold or the process of getting anything good. There is some work attached to it. So I've often said that when you see people's relationships working, it is because they are working on it. So what we see on screen, where people are in love, they are not conflict, they are not even misunderstanding. Somebody insults somebody, and says, "Oh, baby, that's fine." That is not real. If you insult me, and I guess I should be able to tell you that, "Oh, that was not really cool." So yes, the movies we watch and the things we see on screen, people who are very gullible tend to allow these things to mislead them, to think that what they see on screen is actually what happens in real life. It is not really the case all the time. This telenovelas and all those kind of things, it is not always the case. So yes, for the gullible one and the materialistic one, they take those things hook, line, and sinker, and they allow you to influence them. So yes, to your question, in a way, what we see on screen and the actions that we see around when it comes to relationship and love are influencing people negatively. Where people think that, Exp0ses' wife has got a new suit for him, but you are just here spending my money. The things we see on screen are not always exact as what it is that they are. So my prescription always is, look very inward. What are the potentials, what are the capabilities of the two people in the relationship? What can we genuinely do for each other to make our situation different? That is just what it is that a relationship is supposed to be. What are the strengths and weaknesses of the two people in love? What can we do to better our lot? How are we able to apologize to each other when it is that we are at fault? How do we admit our faults when we are even at fault? These are the real tenets of relationships. Whatever it is that is going on, in the next year, it is none of your business. Whatever it is that is making whatever it is that you are seeing happen, you might not have the real resources to make that happen. You might be having something else. Now, real happiness is not always in what we have or what we don't have. It's about what we do with the little that we have or what it is that we even have. So yes, I mean, there's a story told about a man who always opens the gate for the wife. And the next door neighbor always admires that they use that to denigrate the husband. And finally, in the father, they got to know that it is because the gate of the door was not proper. And the wife cannot even open it by herself. And that is why the man always opens it. So it is the picture is not always as we see it. There is always a certain underlying that we don't see. So my prescription to young people out there is always look inward. This person that you said you are expecting a proposal, you said your potential capabilities in other people, is that somebody you want to be with? The comparisons and all these other things, and the influences ourselves with the screens and the actors that we see around that we allow it to influence us, are actually just destroying a lot of relationships. Yeah. So yes, the screens and what we see are influencing the valuable one negatively. Yeah.
Well, now, once you bring young people in, let me pick your thought on this one with regards to with young people. Are young people prioritizing wealth over compatibility and commitment?
A lot of them. Now, the real essence of life is getting lost on us. And we need to do a lot of unlearning and relearning. In our society today, people are counting money as everything. Now, let me be very clear on this point. Money is very good. I'm an entrepreneur. I wouldn't be an entrepreneur if I didn't think that money is good and something worth getting. But that is not the only thing that makes life worthwhile. In our getting of money and material, there is something that must come with it. Let me give you an example. Have there been times that you have money in your pocket, but it gets to lunch and you don't even know what to eat? I think people can relate to this. That should tell us that it is not just about having money. It is getting all the other things that comes with it. Empathy, love, concern for neighbor, fellow feeling. These are the things that make the money that we are looking for worthwhile. Without all the other getting, money in itself does not guarantee happiness. And that's why you see a lot of rich, frustrated people around. Because they don't even define what it means to be rich to them. So yes, people don't even have not been able to even define what to be rich means to them. So the only thing that after the wind. So in our society today, money has become a blindfold to a lot of things. And look at what we're doing to our environment, all in the search of money. It looks as if we have forgotten that after getting the money, we'll drink water. So yes, our society has become one that looks at money and money and money alone, as a stand-alone thing. But we cannot treat resources or money that way. To the extent that these days, people use human and love money instead of the other way around. Because tell me why somebody will pollute the water that the fellow human is going to drink because they are looking for money. That is just loving money and using human. And so yes, our society has become one that the rich in society are controlling things. And the young ones are seeing it and thinking that all there is to get is to get the money, whether through power or fame. And that is what unfortunately our society is becoming. So, a young person who has been given school fee to go to school goes to use that to stupid. Something is wrong upstairs. That is not how we make money. That is not what money is. That is not how we multiply money. So our society is going towards a certain tangent that if we don't wake up and start looking at things again, and start looking at what we teach our children, we start visiting the very core of our society, things are really going to get out of hand. So yes, society has become that way. And young people are the hardest when it comes to losing our values as a society. We are losing our society. We are losing our society. So we are losing our values as a society. Yes, that's true.
We're losing our value as a society. One single advice before you take leave of us.
Say that again. Sorry.
I'm saying before you take leave of us, give us one single advice to all of us.
Okay, so for relationships, number one, know the era in which we are. That is a social media era. If you want to engage in relationships that is online, know that you need to know a lot. The other person on the other side might just be irrelevant. Because it's a phone conversation, we don't have a lot of time and we don't be able to explain it.
Yeah.
I hope that whoever it is that I'm talking to will always look before they move. That is on the path of social media. On the path of our values as society, as young people, let us get to know that getting money through foul means will only lead you to a place where that money that you are gotten, you might not even be able to spend it. And that is not how I think one can reach. These are my last words that I want to say.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a very big thank you for joining us this morning. We hope to get you again next week, Friday.
Thank you very much, El, for having me. I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Well, I will be talking to Nathaniel, is an expert, relation expert, a coach, and a counselor. And we always call him the Nathaniel, the optimist. I want to ask Bernard, and I want to ask my audience as well. If you had to choose one, what is causing more damage to modern relationship in Ghana today? Social media or money?
Social media or money?
Or money.
I think it's you can't pick one and leave the other. I think they go hand in hand. And I mean, Nathaniel did very well explaining, better than I can even do. Yes, that is the truth. He made a very important point that money has always been a factor in relationship, right? And he places even a higher responsibility on the gentleman. But even before I talk about gentlemen, ladies, I'll always tell a lady that before you accept to be with a guy, make sure you are able to meet your basic needs.
Just like
basic needs.
Nathaniel said.
Relationship is not an employment opportunity.
Because you meet people, you become friends with them. The next minute, I want this.
I want this. I want that. I've not eaten. I'm sick. I want to go to the hospital. I want to change my phone screen. I want to do this. So it becomes more of transaction. And you see, a lot of people will measure. A lot of people will look at your worthiness.
The transactional aspect.
This guy, when I say my phone is poor, can he buy me a new phone? Can he afford those trips? Can he do that? So you see, if you are a lady, before you accept to be a guy, and this is the advice I give my sisters, that look, sex is common. Every girl can provide sex to a guy. Every girl out there who has the female sex organ can offer sex. And so, apart from the sex, which is a common denominator, what else do you have to offer? So before Bernard will come into your life and say, I like you, and you say you like him back, ask yourself, what benefit, what value are you adding to Bernard's life? So before you accept a guy, you yourself, you should be able to meet your basic needs so that his ability to meet those needs doesn't become the yardstick. Because look, I tell people, guys are stupid. Forgive me. But that is the truth. When a guy sees that you are always billing him, taking from you and all of that, he also tunes his mind towards that you mobra. He may not leave you, but in his mind, what the work to be also do. So before you accept to be in a relationship with a guy as a lady, be able to meet your basic needs at least. And as a guy, and Nathaniel did justice to it, as men, society says we are the breadwinners. We are supposed to provide. So before Bernard will go and bring in another lady to come and live with me, as he says, say me top prepaid a month, me top prepaid 300 cedis. I was saying me this same say all bay, sister fear bay, prepaid no, be cover 500. Sister fear bay, a man using so be. So the water bill will go up. Sister fear bay, or better Netflix, or better way into me broadband subscription, no, a better up. So you must be able to take care of another person even before you invite a lady into your life. So yes, money is fundamental. But again, he makes a very important point. It is not about having... So that's why he said that, what do we even mean by financial stability? When you say that you have to be financially stable before you go into a relationship or before you marry, what does it even mean? As a girl, when we say you look out for a guy who is financially stable, what does it mean? Does it imply that the guy should be dusted or scar? Okay, you can say you trip or South Africa or no, not South Africa or more. You can say you call a year Tanzania, you bet me kwaba. You understand? You can say me pe car or bet me mami. Is that what we are talking about? That you should be able to afford everything? No. What it means is that the guy should be able to live life comfortably, meet basic needs. So that is what we are talking about. It's not as if the person should be rich. And there are a lot of girls who are considering that, for which reason they may be single even when they should not be. Because all the guys who have come into their lives, who can meet basic needs and still help meet some of their needs, and when they come into their life, they'll be able to build strong partnership and build a home. They rejected that guy because he doesn't have a car, because he doesn't live a certain lifestyle. But that is not what we mean by financial stability. Life is in stages. That is what we must understand. And you 15 years now, you were at a point when you were renting a home. At a point you were living with someone. I use my life as an example. I've been pet now, and when I started renting, it was a small place. A small place, and I was in there like in Kukobuo. Now, by God's grace, I have a much bigger space. Nyami Aduma, as I grow, no, I'll be able to afford maybe my own land, build my own house. That is it. Life is progressive. And if you check the time that people marry, if a young man is to marry at 32, 33, how many young men in this Ghanaian economy will be able to buy a car at that time? Will be able to buy a land and build at that time? Will be able to afford expensive place? But a lot of young ladies know they want you to have what a 55-year-old man will have at 29. It doesn't work like that.
At 29, you know financial stability in a relationship means both partners have reliable and manageable way of handling money and life expenses together. Have I knocked it right for you, my viewers out there? Financial stability is in a relationship means both partners have a reliable and a manageable way of handling money and life expenses together without constant stress or dependence that create conflicts. That is all it means. It is when a couple, and also a simple example, it is when a couple can pay for basic needs, rent, food, transport, bills, plan for the future without fear of constant financial crisis, handle unexpected expenses, that is emergencies. It can happen without breaking down the relationship. Avoid frequent money-related arguments. In a relationship, it also means that financial stability there also means that one partner is not completely carrying all the financial burden.
Please, I've increased the volume. You need to emphasize that.
When it comes to financial stability in relationship, it also means that one partner is not completely carrying all the financial burden. There is honesty about the income. spending and responsibility. Both partners contribute in some way. Money, support, planning, and effort. It shouldn't be one person.
It shouldn't be one.
It shouldn't be one.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a sense of security, no survival mode. That is where in a relationship it should be. There should be that sense of security. No survival mode. You should move from that way. The important thing is this. Financial stability does not mean being rich. No, it does not mean being rich.
Yeah.
It means being responsible.
Being responsible.
Consistent and able to manage life together without financial chaos.
Yeah.
Controlling the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. That is the level we need to come to.
Yeah.
A financial stable relationship is one where money is a tool for building life together, not a constant source of pressure or conflict. Should I borrow my boss word?
The bottom line.
The bottom line. The bottom line is a financial stable relationship is one. A financial stable relationship is one where money is a tool for building life together, not a constant source of pressure or conflict. You need to get this and get it well.
You know, financial pressure, if a man is under intense financial pressure,
you know, me jewel. If I wait tell you, I should share what pressure. Yeah, baby, I can buy all this. What back pressure.
It's not easy. So you see, as a lady, be doing something. For me, I'll always tell a young lady, even if the gentleman comes and says that I can provide for your needs, you don't have to work. Oh, don't worry. Maybe I will be a national service. If not had a job yet, the gentleman says, don't worry, I can take care of you. Look, it is not always sweet out there. No, a babem. He will now be taking care of himself, meeting his needs. If you are paying rent, utilities, school fees, childcare, everything, healthcare, everything. Look, it's too high burdensome for one person.
Yeah, that is why I said the stability in the relationship is for the two people.
It's for the two people.
Knowing that this is what we are building.
Yeah.
So it doesn't become a pressure on
It doesn't become pressure on one person. If you don't want your husband to outgrow you.
That's why most men are dying.
They are dying. Men are dying. There's so much pressure. Look, it's not easy. There's so much pressure on men. So as a lady, don't sit down and my money is my money. You will become a widow. I'm sorry. But that is the truth. Don't have that archaic mindset. We are in an era where I was listening to Celestine Donko. Yeah. He made a very important point. He says that, for instance, Bernard and Diana were in class together. We went to class 6, we went to JHS, we went to SHS, university. We came out, we both got employed. Then I asked Diana out to be my girlfriend, subsequently wife. She agrees. We start dating. And then Diana will say that because I am a man, I should bear the financial cost, everything in the relationship. Celestine Donko was like, so you now walk to school, no? Many we are the same level, no? What does it mean? What do you use your money for? It was not as if you were not educated or you don't have a skill. You also went to school. You also have a job. You learned a trade. You are working. So what do you use your money for? Bible says you become a helpmeet. So if you say that the man must bear financial responsibility, you are killing your husband slowly. And this is one thing women don't know. Men respect. If a man knows that you are also bringing something to the table, respect is out there. Up there naturally. But if you are always depending on the man, be obey or rough, because sometimes it's not deliberate, it's not intentional. But when a man is under financial pressure, they can say things that naturally they will not say. A lot of the small fights and stuff that happen in relationship is because of money. Money play a very important role. So as a woman, don't fold your arms. As a man, don't say that, oh, you are admiring. Into waiting on your despite. You can't bear all the financial responsibility. You need to go through it together. You need to it is partnership. It is not your friends saying. It is partnership.
Now, let me read something for your hearing. I mean, a lady during a postcard discussion on the cost of wedding in Ghana
Hey, I say you now.
has stated that the average wedding cost in Ghana now is 600K.
600K.
Yeah.
The word is average.
Average. They were discussing the topic going broke after wedding. And that came up, and she shared that because of her role in the industry, she's seen several wedding budgets from organizers, and the average cost is 600,000. Average cost. Now the cocktail is about 40,000. Deco about 180,000. For food, you are looking at about 200 Ghana cedis a head. So inviting 200 people, that is 40K. And that is even if you have some simple dishes, not a pop and pageantry. Now, she went on and said, once upon a time, a wedding advised that if someone is willing to spend that amount on a wedding, then the couple should at least have 10 times that as an emergency fund. You know, I asked him some questions about emergencies. How do you deal with it? Because, and I like what the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan if the person wants that,
they should be able to prove.
No, the point is that does he have 100K after line in his account?
Archbishop, me who been put out. You know,
so
I know also 100K. I know also before.
So now, so it means that now you need an average of 600,000 for an average wedding. And then we keep it simple. We have our tradition. You can still do your wedding. Come to church on Sunday. Let Bishop Noble Francis Afotodai pray for you. Sign. Atoekota. No more bra. Hello. Very simple. We want the pump pageant. Oh, daddy. Because you see, Obini we are sure by. And you can hear from a lot of people. One year wedding. That's one baby.
One baby, I say.
You see, so that is where the problem is. So sometimes a coward, if you are with a person and the person's notion is 1 million wedding, it's not going to happen. What are you saying? Because on Nisa financial muscle 600K for the average, and there's nothing like small wedding.
There's small wedding.
No. There's nothing. And no crown you spend.
You will spend, but me wedding. I'm invite you. Now me mouse so bologna pie. Any wedding.
Obedi di watam.
Obedi no I come suit. Look, you will not be your wedding will not be the poorest. Your wedding will not be the most flamboyant. So why are you stressing yourself? Why are you why are you even thinking about what somebody will say about your wedding? And we're coming. What somebody will say about my wedding, would it affect my bedroom performance?
I went for a wedding. I know the person. So, I mean, the person is there. So everybody was expecting a wedding. Some simple Ghanaian traditional dress. Came to the church, the wedding was blessed. When he said, Nupo,
but Benjamin, me worry. Benjamin, well, it's in the Bible. Say, Jesus called wedding, so much answer. Wine. You know, that is just.
Although, really, no. I'm going to give to band, so we Germany protocol team.
Ordinary, poor, no. We are your wedding will not be the richest. Your wedding not Bishop or so worry and fear hini. Baby, in fact, Bishop dear Krawa. When they worry and say, If you ask somebody what happened at the wedding, a lot of people will not be able to say. Some will even forget what food they said at the wedding. Mako weddings, baby. Some of them, I don't even remember what they said. Me, typical of me, wedding, that is not why I went there. I don't, you see, so why should you worry yourself? Say, I want to impress, I want to do this.
Well,
if you have the money, this is it. If you have the money, please do it.
Soft life.
If you do it and you won't break your bank account.
No. You got to do it. You got to do it, and
it's
you got
beautiful.
to do it, and got to do it well, and don't.
But only plan for the marriage life when you start paying the bills. Look, one thing that is so dear important to me is school fees. The education of your children. If you are planning your wedding and not thinking about your children's school fees, there are some people who have not even thought about how they will pay their school fees because they are not married. But this is something as a young person you should be considering, because education is number one. It's a need.
Well,
so how do you intend to fund your children's education? Let me
dash you one word from my late father, and to all my viewers out there. The best thing you can ever give to your ward, the best thing you can ever give to your ward is the best of education.
Best of education. Nothing
the best thing you can ever give to your ward is to see them strive in the education ladder, get to the highest level they can. That's the best thing you can give to them. That's the best property you can ever give to them.
Best property.
So as you're watching this, do that. Because somebody said to me already, they said, Chairman General, what is happening with you this June? Where from this topic? But he also asked me a very simple question. What can we do to change the mindset of this generation? But there's one thing we should know. Technology has come to stay.
It has come to stay.
Social media has come to stay. It is an era. It is an era we find ourselves in. You have to learn it and learn it and learn it well. Because I just want to ask my viewers a very simple question. Can a relationship built on likes, followers, and financial expectations stand the test of time?
Stand the test of time.
Should I ask it again? Can a relationship built on likes, followers, and financial expectation stand the test of time? Or are trust, respect, and shared values still the true foundation of lasting love? These are two things. So just think about it. Share your thoughts with us. 0537 158638. 0537 158638. And somebody sent me a message that you asked a question that if you have to choose one, what is causing more damage to modern relationship in Ghana today? Social media or money? And I think Nat went for money, right? Yeah, Nat. What did you also went for?
I said I can't pick one. They go together. Because social media, what somebody's boyfriend or husband did for them, and then you go and claim it. So social media and money, it goes together.
Well, so an answer to his question is that if I had to choose, he's asking me to choose one too. But if I who pose the questions will have to choose, I will say money is causing more damage to modern relationship in Ghana. Social media, what it does is it amplifies issues. That's one thing you should know. Social media amplifies issues, but money often determines the foundation of the relationship.
Determines the foundation.
Yeah, as a social media amplifies what? Issues. But money often determines the foundation of the relationship itself. Who gets chosen? How people are treated. And whether a relationship is sustained or broken, financial pressure is driven expectation from both sides. Some people feel loved must come with financial proof.
Yeah,
Why others feel overwhelmed by the demand to provide before proving love?
So it's my if I'm unable to provide, it means
you don't love.
I don't love.
Yeah.
I mean,
so when money,
this is a broke girl's mindset.
So
broke boys mindset. Oh yeah. Broke boys mindset. Why would you think that because the person is not able to now who will be a if you had it?
So you see that when money becomes the main standard, relationships risk turning transactional instead of emotional. Because relationships should be emotional, not transactional. You know, social media may expose or exaggerate problems, but money often defines them from the start. From the word go, Kim. That is where it starts from.
Oh, have you observed that there is a growing, and I even want to think that not just growing incident, but also a growing acceptance of psychicism.
Oh, no, it has become a norm.
And I have a theory. The reason a young lady who is not married, will accept to become, aside from those who didn't know, there are some who knew clearly from the onset, say Bernard Awari, but still now.
I said, only financial benefit.
Great! So why is that?
What is on your meter? What is on your meter? You two know sorry them. You treat any wife with young couple. Great are you, Lord. What is on your meter?
What's that?
Enti nipa na be ye ni Lord. Great. Rented diamond. Or man a car bi. What is Sika said? Sika dear no kind. Also politics is what?
It's business.
Cash.
Car.
Car last one again. Oh. Cash.
And then
car.
Women. And men can't come. And
But
you see.
And women. 80. Sancrophone. The cash, car, women. Obi to me a release cars be ama or baby. And Obansu him saying you're no one on no.
But still they are okay.
Or so long as I provide soft life. Soft life no is being meant. And you're not so.
But you see.
That is why I'm saying.
Feel knowing
that. No, so that's why I'm saying
you don't own.
Gradually we are losing our morals.
And you see, wasting in life. Already 35. Now fail or how this of.
Now for some Christian crabet now I can say. Yeah, Mario, my women are growing old. No, I'm a free pass and
yeah.
And
wasting their youth. You know the person is married. Because of greed, you want to have
what? Greed? Upper soft life. What is it greed?
So what?
No tunnel.
Start it.
I know what I say.
The man that will play in the side chicken. The wife started with her. And can your wife wait? Let me ask a question. Send a wife, any nam brea and Kobenye scammer what their side. Send your wife in nam Bobra Obenye scammer what their side.
If you are not in the wife and nam, baby, one way in the sick and dancing out Bano Crabber.
Campoa or Satifi baby
into almost we say. And you didn't be more how many said Beman was side chicks.
And they are
okay. Because I'll call a beefy.
Hey, which society are we building?
You know, as we conclude today's discussion, you know, one thing is clear. Social media and money are powerful tools, but they should never become the foundation of our relationships. Whilst technology has made it easier to connect and financial stability remains important, genuine relationships are built on trust, respect, honesty, communication, and shared values. Likes, followers, gifts, luxury lifestyles may attract attention, but they cannot replace commitment.
They
can't replace loyalty. They can't replace emotional connection.
They cannot.
The challenge for this generation is to ensure that love is not measured by online appearance or by financial status, but by the strength of character and depth of human connection. Thank you for your thoughts and experience with us this morning. Nat, it's exciting talking with them. The conversation continues beyond the studio because the future of our relationships will depend on the choices we make every day. Love.
I have a request for you.
Okay. Love may evolve with time, but its true foundations remains unchanged. Yeah. You say you have a request for me?
Yes.
From who?
So on behalf of all unmarried men and women, maybe if you do us the honors and favor and grace and have mercy on us, to one of these Fridays, discuss important conversations that must be had before one marries.
Yeah. Wait, I'm even looking at
because
this.
Remember, you need the 280 to my 2. You need.
Hey, and listen, a bomb mine no bruta from top to bottom. A bomb man, chai. Listen, no more war panier.
We are focusing on the minor things.
Yeah, and that may be something what fast was serious. I say, a punchy, the new in your face, then you're the torso. Oh, go. Uncle do. No. Ah. Oh, yeah, sir. I'll fix that time. We'll have those conversations. It's very important because sometimes I feel I need to talk to people.
Yeah.
I've gone through certain stages in life. I've seen certain things in life. And God, in His own wisdom, has taken me out of all those levels to teach me, to mold me, so I can impact people. And I think it's about time to get into those elements and talk to the people and advise, impact people's life. Because the life we live is not for ourselves, it's for somebody else.
Yeah.
It's an inheritance we need to leave for someone. We need to impart someone and leave it behind. Because you can't go to the graveyard. There are a lot of people who have died with so many things, giftings that God gave them, and we don't want to go that way. And I want to impart. I want to talk to the young people. I want a section with the young people, and watch out for MBN. We're coming out, and please, when we throw it out, register. Use register. And be part of it. It's from economy to education to health. Can I ask you a question? Do you know the size of your shoe?
Yeah.
You know. Okay. But do you know the size? Do you know your BP level?
BP level. I don't know check it.
No. Do you know? Say, this is my blood pressure. This is my level.
No. I think it's not stable.
It's stable.
The BP level.
It's stable.
It doesn't go up and come.
When it goes up, it means that you need to work to bring it back to its level.
Okay.
Just as you know the size of your shoe, you should know the level of your blood. Because the point is this: all the other diseases emanate from the BP. The kidney issues we are having, the liver issues we are having, the diabetes. Diabetes, me any BP. And once you get diabetes from type 2, then move a cold kidney.
So what is this thing called blood pressure? What is sorry. And no can dad. Blood pressure and where DA.
Is your the make health? Since you the make health.
Because me don't someone can say we okay. And always be a make be a seven check see we okay. The other day the lady was like perfect BP. I didn't even mind asking her so what.
So you should have asked. You know, I checked.
Also was sitting by me.
You know, I checked.
I didn't even bother asking. Say,
when I finished checking, then you're perfect, so you can go donate. So I went and donate. But the point is this: you asked a very unique question. What we say blood pressure? What is it? Today, let me be from Lekma.
Our health experts.
You know, blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the walls of your arthritis.
Arthritis,
okay.
Yeah.
As your heart pumps, you see, as your heart pumps blood, it goes to various aspects. You have veins, so all those veins has blood going through it for you to be able to work.
Okay.
I wish we could have, or if you have told me, I could have got this tele picture where you can see how the blood streams works in the body. Yeah. So let me give you think of a blood vessel like pipes. Okay, let's think like a blood vessel like pipes, and your heart like a pump. So your heart is a pump. The vessels are the pipes.
Okay.
Now, every time your heart beats, it pumps blood through those pipes, which is the veins. Okay. Now, the pressure of the flow is what we call the blood pressure.
So the rate at which the blood moves.
The pressure of the flow is what we call the blood pressure. Now, blood pressure is shown with two numbers. A symbol like a top number. The pressure when the heart beats, pushes blood out. Then we have the bottom, the pressure when the heart rests between the beats. You know the heart rests between the beats before it pumps again. All right, so there's a circulation. So example, 120/80 mmHg. 120/80. Somebody will ask, what is normal? 120/80.
120/80 is the normal.
Is the normal.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody can have 120/90. Somebody can have 110/80. So that is your blood pressure. As the time the heart pumps to the pipes and the heart rests and pumps. So the heart is a pump. What goes into the arthritis? The pipes is the arthritis. Veins. Vein. Because everything is linked with blood. Once the blood stops, if there's a break, okay, so you were not there, something happened. When I started bleeding, after they took off the blood, I started seeing myself going out because there's no blood going this way. The flow is coming out. So I started feeling a bit dizzy. But all the people, they didn't notice, but I noticed what I'm going through. So I quickly have to sit for them to clean. Then I came back to normal when it was piped again. So when the heart pumps, it goes into the pipes. The pipe flows it and goes back to rest and comes back. So that is your blood pressure.
So are there times when, like, so for instance, you see something frightening and your heart begins to, beat faster?
So a bit faster. So
at that time when your BP is checked, is it likely that it will be a little above the normal?
When it goes a little above the normal, that is why when they're going to check your blood pressure they tell you to relax. It has to. You need to calm down. Even if it's fear that is triggering it, it has to come. You have to come to your normal self. Then they can check. Then they'll be able to tell you exactly what number it is. Now, when you get the number, keep it in your head. Just as you know the size of your shoe. So keep it in your head. So anytime you go and check, do it as regular as you can. Anytime you go and check and you realize it's above your 120/80, then you need to reverse your lifestyle. Reverse your life. I know. I will share with you someone who was my senior at a Disadel. For 20 years, he was on drugs. To control the diabetes, to control the heart, Then one day we met, I think it was on a flight or something, then we went for a workshop. I said, you've been taking this for all those years. What's wrong? Then he sat me down because I lost a friend recently. He never told me that this is what I'm going through. If he has, then I could advise you do A, B, C, D. By the time I realized, Nat was gone. By the time I realized we are burying Nat, just last April 24th, a very brilliant journalist, GH1, very brilliant, daring. We lost him. He won awards, about 3 awards last year, and died this year. So, it's the lifestyle choices we make. How many people fast their mornings? If you are in that era, I'm just giving you a clue. Fast your morning.
If you are which era?
You're finding that you're having this BP, you're having this diabetes. They won't tell you. Stop the drug. Fast your morning. The sugar level will drop. The fact in there will now begin to turn it and be fighting the system for you. If you're pot belly and you start not eating in the morning, you make sure that you cut the carbohydrate, cut the sugars, cut it off. Now, for 5 years, he cut it off. He's not eating carbohydrates. If you want to eat carbohydrates, he cuts the rice, he cuts the breads. Okay? If you want to eat even rice, then there'll be portions of vegetables that are more, and you don't eat between meals. You don't eat between meals.
What does it mean?
You're pushing your sugar levels. A biscuit, drink. You need to be disciplined about your health. One thing I've realized with Ghanaians is that we are not cautious about safety. That is why flood is killing us. Oko rented dino, or checking the safetiness of a dino continent. Or checking the environment of where the building is sited. Did you check the security around it? How safe are you in that vicinity where you're staying, the house you're staying? Did you do all those check and balances before you pay and went in? I feel sure you were no issue. There are things that we need to do. We need to take our health and we need to be disciplined with ourselves. When you start doing that, you know, say, way higher now have all dropped to normal. As a point in your life, fasting, you fasting, we are sometimes about you not drop it, but people don't know. I mean, fasted for 4 hours in a day,
You won't die.
Recently, was it last week? I think you were there when I rushed. I went to the pharmacy opposite. I go there regularly to check my sugar level, to check my BP, and it's constant at a point. And who said a pound one, I need to check what am I doing? Am I not doing something well? So that I can reverse it back. So that is how we're supposed to live. As regular as you can, because when I hear over 5 million young people in Ghana have BP.
Young people.
And there's a population that drop. Workforce, I say. I say. And just Ghana, Yamu. Maybe here was at the baby over share MBN. The moon different. Was on a Friday freestyle. Not a bad kingum. Because blood pressure is important because it shows how hard your heart is working.
Hard your heart is working.
If it is too high, it can damage the heart. Watch it all. If it's too high, listen to the things I'm going to tell you. It can damage the heart, your brain, your kidney, and your blood vessels over time. Say a dane insulin, a sugar, no, a cup, because if it's too low, it can reduce oxygen flow to the body. So it has to be at a level a bit to me iodine, because blood pressure is the strength of blood flow in your body and is key indicator of heart and overall health. Into our pomodinu bibiano ejina or BP no. So whether you will be good, you will be bad, you BP no. As better off person, please check it as regular as you can. I hear near beg you 5 cedi 10 cedi pharmacy be alcohol mobi 5 cedi wapomode hu hia chance adokun ne banchi ne fufu na wodi no me gaze me new but eat it at the right time. You late eating. You late eating no 12:1 I feel be remo school time. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm matching. Mami adani ya miamo boys egufie ya miamo bani a paper kitchen fe ade chia adre to me tena mo onu a measure ni bibia oba ya ribi and then you say because that young age na ade chia ya ko bobo ne ko ye niam odidi kakra sorry nante sedentary life na dodo. Everyone now be a nanti kakra. One na mono to say, yeah, there are people when you say we me no sa drink where my body feels some way. But why you addictive unto me?
Yeah.
Be disciplined. Or health, or safety. Very important. Okay, why do you? You go introduce you to your next level. So you have to have good health. I don't wish people plenty money. You have to have good health to enjoy the money. And your money obey your hospital, they be now to car now drugs. There be. I want to live when I'm walking. I know I'm walking. Maybe now my name is Marina. Fish papa be on that. A real 12 be night to try my cook a go.
Yes, anyway.
Yeah. Me senior no. It's just being disciplined. I better reverse it. Because we are in running so what the side effects.
That is the thing. Yeah.
And running in now what the side effects.
Over reliance on the drugs.
Yeah. I want the side effects. I want the side effects. Hey, you jam my trophy to me. Hey, now your boss is here. 0537158638 is the numbers. You can also join us. Let's go to take me to the floods where the president spoke about the floods. The president John Dramani Mahama and Rami recaps you on the news focus.
Okay.
Mumfanam ran on the flats no. Go flats no hear me. Near me and a boy and ra. Building collapsing at Enter. Fire Accra Central. Ensure Yiri and Tema West. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm good by His grace.
What's your place?
We are well.
Yeah, this is good from Northeast Nalego.
Oh, now let it go. How are you?
Yes. Oh, we are doing good now.
We thank God.
Yes. And I'll send you some WhatsApp message and text message to check it for me to give me back. Perhaps from one information in Nalego about continuing for you.
Okay, all right.
So I'll send you some video and message for you.
Okay, I will check it out.
But I want to use this platform to give one of my auntie.
Okay.
Is contesting for Northeast Regional First Vice Chairman.
Okay.
Dr. Honorable Dr. Susi Aga Alo.
Oh, Susie Adalo. Okay.
Yes, and one of the incoming chairman, Honorable Lawyer Sule Sambian.
Sambian.
Yeah, who is the current official regional secretary, but she's sitting for the chairmanship.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to wish him a good luck.
My regards to Sambian.
Yes, and give everybody there. God will continue to bless you and good work you are doing for Ghana.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll check.
So
I'll check it and get back to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much from the Northeast.
Oh, bye
bye. Bye. 0537158638. And numbers you can share your thoughts with us. We've been having conversations this morning, and they are freaky funky Friday, isn't it? Aha. Also bet to me the wajentre afasona ye didi nkomo kakra ya twetwe nkomo kakra. Hello, good morning. Hey, Mr. Morris, that's to say. Oh, yeah, Joseph Morris. Mate.
Because so many things it's possible you. Also, like you can't just say anything to all one of the two leaders that the kind of the finance minister, executive minister, it's still your own time. So you know the idea. Finance minister was sending people out. I didn't minister to so you know how they do it. Everything for this and so on, not the money. How you can't go. You almost said, I don't care, no, yet. I said, that is you are. The most you didn't play the credit. Yes, I bet. Oh, the end, yes, I don't know how to that day. And say, Ghana, I said that. The one in 1 year, and very good, that is what. And you have quite a few credit watches. What the meaning will be. Oh, I'm not going to walk. And then people know what that was. So I don't say I was a highway. Oh, very well. The better can help him. And the police are about how much. When you tell the Japanese media, the kind, they know that when you got the money, tell them to have to go up over the years probably. The only thing that I mean, the very good come here. This is I mean, the couple of American. The couple also. And what is said to can go in the food. Last time I can amount here. Ghana had the minister about with much $1 one thing. Some agents first record. On one thought minister with much $1 about the Abragan in Doris. Yet I can't even do one month yesterday. But never young him out of hook as your passer, university graduates. Mamma did not die as a first year or better. Now put your 20 million man who was and for an offer move free. And the walk from one class, no scholarship, because Mamma saw a foul. And Tissa, Ghana for me and Cassau, great do Baba, and someone who was a minister after the said Obama only number to social media and I would not them. I said to the minister, but simply, I must swap bad these important seminal. Then you pay down. But you better say how much to Akuya. Or we say you know some kind or more than so maybe so. Or make a radio smart, no Casa Sabida.
All right, Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris. Oh, Konga maybe Sanasa. 0537. Okay, me that's Mr. Morris. 0537158638. Air numbers, no. Oh my goodness. 0537158638. Air numbers, no. You share your thoughts with us this morning. Let's get to hear you. 0537. Life is interesting, isn't it?
Very, very, very.
Yeah. 053-715-8638. A number sounds a bit to me afraid. I know our lady ne no basani feel 05371586. And our birthdays be.
No, June 5th. There be.
Only be. And the birthday is a good table, you see. Jinyame. Chai. And easy. And yamo. Yamo, ever shania. Ya name near in the book. Well, it's ye moving on. We're moving on. You be try a kakra aba. You try a ba. Na niake biano near the associations. So we'll be back right after this break. All right, so welcome back from the quick break. It's still the Freaky Frankie Friday, the morning focus, and we have some few more minutes. We'll be wrapping up today's edition, and then this morning we'll want to go back to look at what is really eating us up as a nation in terms of flooding. We woke up one morning, that was yesterday. We have floods all over across certain parts of the city, from Tema right down to Lakeside, Celebuche, and its environs. All those places were flooded. We've always raised a question that has to do with the poor drainage system. People are putting asphalt and also concrete on the low-lying plains, blocking waterways, building unauthorized structures on waterway. There's and many other more, and enforcement has become a problem. But I want to listen to the president that will show you some of the devastating issues when it comes to flood. What you and I can do to be able to salvage the situation. First to the presidency.
Go back into people's houses. The flooding in Accra is not an engineering problem. It is just a problem of indiscipline. It's not an engineering problem, it's a problem of indiscipline. We have drains, and everybody says, why don't you do sealed drains? But the problem is, when we do sealed drains, people drink sachet water, they eat papaya in those styrofoam plastics, and they just dump them anywhere. And these plastics wash into the drain, and they go and block the drain. And so if you have to unclog the drain, you have to remove all the drain covers and clean it out. You clean it out, you cover it again. In the next 3, 4, 5 months, they have clogged again. But that is not even the major problem. The major problem is the location of Accra. You have the Kwapim mountain range, and you have the Atlantic Ocean. Before people came to Accra, you had the Lafa stream, you had the Densu, you had the Sakumo stream, you had the Kole stream, you had the Odo stream. All of them were rainwater that falls in the mountains that flow through to the Atlantic Ocean. Then you come and build a city in the path of those streams. What do you expect the streams to do? And even if you build, leave the causeways. If you come to London, you see the canals in the city. If you go and build a house in that canal, where will the water go? Fortunately, Nanan Misremu, our traditional rulers are selling plots in streams. It's not this Nananuma I'm talking about. We have places they call Ramsar sites. These Ramsar sites are wetlands. And they say that migratory birds come from Europe during the winter. They come and spend vacation with us in Africa. Then when they finish the vacation and it's summer, they fly back. And they decided to protect the Ramsar sites because of the migratory birds. But let me tell you what the Ramsar sites do. They are wetlands. So when they receive the water from the Kwapim mountain range, the Ramsar sites are huge wetlands. So they absorb the water into the wetlands and discharge the water gradually into the ocean. So if you build and you fill and build, you fill and build, you fill and build, you are reducing the size of the Ramsar site, of the wetland. And so when the water comes, what is left cannot contain the water. And so it will overflow and flood people's houses. I've seen from the air, helicopter, a stream coming from the Kwapim range. And then it reaches somewhere and they've built across it. And so the stream has nowhere to continue. So it will flood. The problem is the local councils and the assemblies. Unfortunately, our councils are not working as good as yours. You will find a house in a waterway and somebody signed a building permit for them to build there. Look at the Weja Dam. The Weja Dam provides about 30-40% of Accra's water. It has a spillway, and every year when it rains, the water reaches a level. And when it reaches that level, they have to open the spillway, otherwise it can break the dam and cause destruction downstream. In the dry season, these same traditional rulers and Shikon Cheme, owners of land, will sell land to people in the spillway of the Weja Dam. And so you start building, and then when the rains come and they open the spillway, your house is flooded with water.
So you hear the voice of the president talking about the causes and what. So the causes is man-made, right? We are the cause of this flooding. But I just want to show you a piece of what happened only yesterday. Just only yesterday. I don't want to go back because 3rd June, we haven't learned as a nation. 3rd June. When we mark that anniversary, when we lost about 150 people, we still haven't learned. But if we've learned, I don't think this should be a perennial thing. It has to stop. We need to help to stop it. We are all partners, we are all stakeholders in building this country. All of us have a stick in Ghana. We have a part to play to make sure that this may not stop. If you don't throw your sachet waters, your sachet into the waters, into the gutters, you don't filter indiscriminately on the streets, throw things in the gutters, litter all over, and we all decide to be disciplined. That if I drink a sachet water, I coil it, I put it in my purse or the back pocket, I find a place where there's a bin, I put it in, I something make sure that where the bins are placed is always collected. We don't leave it there to be an eyesore. We don't go and distill gutters and leave it on the shoulders. The debris on the shoulders of the gutters. At the mercy of the sun, it goes back. When the shoulder is tired, it will push it back into the gutters. I think this thing has to stop. We also have to help before we talk about the re-engineering. So let's go back. Look at some of the flats. Polygonal, Lakeside, Tema West is an eyesore.
That is very, very dangerous. So something must be done urgently. Thank you very much. So this is Nana Chrome. This is Legon Hill. The rains have caused a lot of damage. The drain is practically full. If the rain should come down again today, it will be very disastrous. And we call on the authorities to come and immediately evacuate or cut away the debris that has blocked the entrance of the bridge. So East Legon Hill. You see here, there's a big drain, very big drain, but we have debris, a lot of empty bottles and sticks and wood. In fact, a lot of refuse that has blocked the drainage. So you can see the bridge here. You can see the bridge here, and the debris or the refuse have practically blocked the entrance of the bridge. Do the right thing. Let us ensure that we keep our environment clean, we maintain environmental stewardship so that we do not endanger our lives and destroy the rest of God's creation.
There's a bridge, then they are telling that the bridge has also like broken like this one, so I'm going to check the other side too.
Okay. What's up? I do one.
Well, so we took you around to see how the flood water ravaged various parts of Accra. We've not gotten into the heaviness, but already you've seen what is happening. Are you excited about it?
No, how can I be excited?
No, I was thinking you going because something no kind of. I'm going to say, baller. Gutters are not made for us to be putting rubbish in the gutters.
Yeah.
Gutters are created for safe passage of water, not any other thing.
Yeah.
Not any other thing. Oh, I won't go share really good got them. What?
Now I'm
doing that the same. How?
There's something I have learned.
Yeah,
See, we are all not rational beings. Let's not deceive ourselves. Say,
still, send your work on it means also a buying. Since also on the free primary health care, or making sure if you be a dear nurse for this psychiatric nurses beko, yen check could be yen checking na. We are all sick. No, we are sick. Oh, I didn't hear Jumon. I didn't anti-clockwise. So, Osha, baller. West Hill.
East Lagos. This is a relatively new settlement.
West Hill.
And yeah, East Lagos Hills. News relatively new settlement.
West Hill. Was it the East Lagos?
East Lagos.
Ball and a ball
and a room. Relatively new settlement.
No, ball and
the old.
And a ball and a ball and a block a gutter.
Yes.
And then you into Minko. There's some more to no money.
Oh,
Anna. Why would the ball and
the truth is that
and the obey so now, oh, she's will be the baller. And there's a woman who has a comfort.
Oh, yeah, we was a hold that hole. 1 year, the uncle. The community in which we are, let's not pretend that we are all correct. We are all not correct. I watched an interview where the journalist was asking one guy who was heavy on drugs said, but do you know drugs kill slow? The guy's response was say, I can't know, yes, no. So it's not everybody you see.
To say, Okoto Rotman's a cigarette, Kingsman, natural, dangerous for health, but no boy.
Oh,
dangerous for metric.
So it's not, let's, and you'll be on no say, and you'll be on no say, a high sit down with her, and you'll be on him, Sahayan and Fakios, ain't see her. And you look, it's not everybody. So you make laws and enforce the laws.
No,
it's as simple as that.
The problem, they say, we are poor when it comes to implementation. We are poor when it comes to enforcement. We are very poor when it comes to safety. We are very poor when it comes to maintenance. We are very poor to look at somebody's face and say, "Baby, they are DAC."
Let me give you an example. You know, for the work I do, just I think 2 days ago, you know, a homeowner submitted, a contractor, right, acting on behalf of the homeowner, submitted a permit application to a municipality in Florida, right? They wanted to install a residential generator. Residential generator. Now, part of the building, just the front view of the building was in. So they have flood zone ratings, flood zone X and whatever. So part of just the front view, in fact, the generator will be at the back. But the front view, no, is in flood zone. Municipality says no. Look, contractor Nick, just I can show you the message, the conversation between. And I was like, this is a serious community.
No, the point is this.
It's not the whole property.
No, but just say or the kosiwa, and you see a fine. It should never fine.
I was like, really?
No, it should never fine.
These are people who think safety.
It should not be fine. I made one thing. We don't know safety. Okay? I did a boy I brought Ghana. Sisia, you're paying for a mutu coin pa. I have someone to coin, a mutu coin pa. But men can say demon be a walk to cap. The Mudra no refuse be a mokoy. Men can say, men cannot be because we human records there be. Adrenaline, I see what adrenaline. You want adrenaline, you want adrenaline. Anthony, I won't need pa and you won't need pine. To do two different things. Anthony, you want. And it was soon. So there are two different things. We are behaving like ostriches. Holland is in Shushu. Sakruno. In Zulezu, Metegana, in Zulezu, it's in Shushu. What is our flooded? No, that's a question you need to ask yourself. And then no to make doom huni to the point, say, Musi shoes bomb flooded.
Discipline.
That's the point.
Yeah, there are rules.
There are rules of engagement you need to follow. Okay? Oko brochire. Oko renti adan. You be ma bibia e wasa area no e wo paper so.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is open na okwa. No nim say bia wa horn den enu entumi sa state na we free okọ ba okọ tena na say wa gi atum ibi ebesi no ene biasa
ye wechi o
when ye dwa yenum
ye wechi ka
da na ye dwa yenum de bridge cry into me bridge hwe no ma de me hikura on say ran say tena na me koka a quina what a branch junction. Also, Omakota.
And then you say, hey, Quino, or Metaso,
Omakota.
Say, hey, and then they see.
No, say, Debiano, what see a better.
Now, you're Motasi.
Not yet, Kikaya, I didn't know. No, them say, only baby, I'm a Kuhun Ranach. And not bear 12. You go feel. The Via bear almost 11. The Mikofina make. Far kwano baako na ya driver say onfa me hu say there's a hole the ufi manet maneta from a end point or no ebeko oza na contractor baako ye if you say me bisa questions in run me I went house to house say contractor ni ye abronti instead of baka kan we no eno die. And a whole trench over the middle of the road. It cast in the bar, a created traffic. Yeah. And I was asking myself, say, can't we be a bit sincere and love this nation? Mama contract. We do not so am I in the busy bazaar. She road nifty basket. Eba manet. Eba a coaster. Isn't a poto.
The road no. Na Abrant here the road in the sea. Insi no turn and say no. Minim ni yokoye cars no car be anywhere twem entry.
Say
e kwan na ye say.
Now say onim say you go try video. Me ne Dani Ketwa. Insi no turn. FM and they could try. And they try traffic. And they two screen so. And I start to catch a rows for. And the feeder rows. So more to me nyamude Yamamo drip machine. Drip machine is a
so
assembly so and then Crawford cars and then Crawford cars.
And
a trim say,
the car be any hot. There was a day I stood there. Car be anywhere.
There's a Oh yeah, then I'll be.
Ubechi, oh yeah, the owner also car or so say.
Yeah, but now I can't. Me too, will be frame. Some member show na kwan na me kan no omu twa so.
Omu twa so endra me fa o no mu twa so.
And I'm saying no mo twa so no enye fe. Me nkwa na me fa o.
Eda no me de. Uba guy bi ko fa o.
Ni bu be fu. Ni bu be fu.
Onu jaya ma me say eja me pa cho. Na ka fine me me save you because I just say ko fa and how
traffic akop. Charlie.
Akwanu driver me tin ase because I didn't cheese
Charlie, oh low count because akwa.
Oh God.
Mesra mo ye mo twa so no ho. Mo nsan twa. I say railway for no. We can come out and say railway for no message.
O message payment was so.
Ayefe. You see I'm a traffic in this akwa way so. Traffic light me say boso bi mo Urban Roads. Traffic light what Ecobank. We for akoye need for mama go twa ekwan be kwan no mun twen wie yo because on say opa ho wie the next one the whole be down. Mon hwe na mun twa ho nso. Ebi omo ye ni faces. E di me van chom this week. Me van chom ne. Ebi omo ye ni faces nti me ho me so. E fi juada Saturday so me say go around. Me nya pon ya na ma say go around bi. Madani assembly na. Me say go around.
Tiny dey bi wo ho pa.
Kwatu manet woni nyina asay you. Enti contractor ben na ye.
Na who say I just say kasa sa manet kwai no. Kasa nipa kai ni demonstration na test for ye pa sa otimi ye sa manet dancing to left my kwai no.
Anybody ye could try and look at we're going for commercial break. When we return, we go to the phone lines so you can give your input. Stay with us. All right, so welcome back from the quick break. Now it's exactly 10 a.m. The phone line is duly activated. Also, reach me at Frey. Why not travel? Labin is 0537158638. Is the numbers you can call us now. Reach me at Frey. Also, do a drink traba. Ya she nyama koso. If you flooding, echo modern love in Ghana. Yes, I'm share family setting. How often do you check your BP? check sugar level. Dear na would you bought a 12 half in a will be dinner. Jai.
Would you is or not koda?
On nantenant. On Tana.
The action of Kojuma so a cotton and the aircom. A Kojuma was the office
sedentary life.
Order was smart service for Nako to the number, not one with on nantic.
Sedentary life.
Oh. Na obian friend ma mfa wo ntwe won so man panyin kasa na oka bibi o se abrochire on the way omusiti ne wo manage no o se yen yekro han te sa assembly for no obitimi ko si dan si baabi na o hwe bia nipa na si dan na si pa owo permit a na obuza on se han pa na man sa permit no so who no is there somebody who monitors the work of our assemblies, especially those in the town and country planning?
No,
because you can't grant permit for buildings to be where Mr. Morris or Freddie Bia Casa and be no kind.
No, do you know, say, I've called the assembly there. I've sent somebody to the assembly there. Oh my, I want to say, Omunfi. Now I know the next action I'll take to them. So said then I've marked some people in that assembly. Oh, some of them may catch wrong. I've marked all of you down.
You just give us.
I'll give you all out.
A summary of our problem. We don't think
safety.
Because if we don't think safety, now what the town and country planning no be about
Sikedio.
Basa. Until the Obama permit and no senior business. But who knows? Maybe the next person to live in that house, maybe your family relative. Even if it is not your family relative, don't you think about humanity?
No, do you know what really got me too emotional yesterday? The Adenta bill.
The Adenta incident.
When the woman saw a diner bathroom na ne banana na onuko butu ne ba and onumo way to save the son. I mean,
it's very disheartening.
Why should we get to this level?
Very, very, very disheartening.
Why should we get to this level?
Yeah, yes.
The point is, a die, ukosia. Netie no create this year die na ye measure. It was here share silicon a womb say a bit to me stand the test of time. Who see die na hwiani cement or this bit to me guys so we a bit by 10 years. A bit by 5. Because see adan is nyamina drawing say yenye earthquake proof country.
The Philippines no money.
Again you stay alive. Dear concert cranny to a ye. Concert ben ye. Concert is just one too many. Yen jainia ye. And fataye, we and when was you. We are disgracing ourselves, and when we finish, we are gateway to Africa. South Africa for crab boy. South Africa for a boy.
You all know the realities.
No,
in
South Africa.
Conscious.
Hello, good morning. Hello, morning.
Good morning.
But you didn't be afraid for me. Asama Shadrach Kaswa, Mwanonko, 60 seconds, Yanko, Boyentum.
Like after so many years, after you come the city for now, I am here, but let's 2 months to be accounting, so that problem no still. During the incident this year, every year the member we are revengeful or we are doing something. But actual recognize was here, we don't do it. And it happens again when we are also saying negative things about it. Because the Asamba, the country, but the new human was still now the DHS. The Hamilton, it's
Omano, I am in Marcos. I think this year, my entry government mainly. This is also mainly the Amboy. So the year, Jubilee House, in Utah. They are in the you know, the government will present not only in Accra, but also in Libya, as we say, we want to eradicate the patrols in the
Yeah, that's here somewhere from Kaswa 0537158638. Again, it's my for you between Abua Esisa in Suya, a fire, essay, and Japadi, a kum nipa, a ja air shea, a dying a bubu. Dieni bit me I found as a member. A diena also bit me I abua. So they bit me a sword. Every year be about it in Accra. Is you. Rebecca. Bola, yeah, can. No, I'm sorry.
No, sorry. No,
It's way no. There was this commander. The kind election time, you see, say Okofa ballot box. Now, what to be with the one? Man, gas will be a country. There's a Bibi with the one, man, has to be a country. The same thing, yeah. Tama ye can also be sheni amagum. Well, is legal. In an zongo for the valley. I said, me waffle like a nyakea.
We don't have any proper waste management system, waste collection system.
No, you know,
we just stay inside.
We just stay. You know, I said something the other time. The potential of the amount of rubbish we create in a day.
What it can do.
What it can do. How it can turn this economy around. It will marvel you.
Yeah.
Sadie we are ye no. Sika and ye di queen home.
Sika.
In Rana ye no. Sika ye di queen. Okwa brochure, we have separate containers for everything. Maybe a leather beko, maybe a ntoma beko, maybe a duane we dia beko, maybe a rubbers beko, maybe a papers beko, maybe a bottles beko, and a hokrano. There's one thing I realized. Okoto.
Segregation of the waste.
You see, when you segregate them, they know department beyond saying rano echo idea
in recycling.
And American so the point is so or say rubber company we motor for recycling we bottle we motor it creates job and it generates money for the state.
That is waste.
Waste.
Yeah.
To me fertilizer with the food particles na kano. 80 DNA high. Accra. Hello, good morning. But you didn't baby of Frefi. Hey, I could have for Mudi Muhuni. Mudi Muhuni. Yo, young Mamma inspection.
And then I'm looking at every country, but in Chairman of Pay. Now I'm in Chair of and then we do my phone now, first time a video in Chiano and Chairman MP, on Apollo and the Diaco, and Chairman or Abu. I join now on Apollo or call it everything, no more. On Abu Taman, also called by. Also airport and damage. I was saying, show me yo, when they come out from and somehow, Papa, maybe I won't tell you, saying and show why. Maybe I want to die of flower, and I want you there, so we do one up all food. Not only you, you have said the other year you do. And yeah, you power getting my name. Yeah, more I yes, and then you youth and then I'm not a Dumari. You best select a bind. Yes, you better take when you not have to do. Sensure you here. Therefore, July, you follow. Shania, Etia, so who I know what I know better than it is better than seeing them and one of the normal cars. All we have to do my power there. All share the years so we see that it's all we gonna have. Then share more car. Over do not thing. Oh, I'm you. On my own Ghana. I don't know who can South Africa for more bullion for that. You're not bullying. Don't you Ghana to let our friends to buy your 4 big clothes to us. In Nigeria, and your friends say, oh, follow Ghana for $6 time. I'm not going to buy you. Don't make a and to Ghana, Nigeria, for 5 the other offer. That's a more near you and all you are doing that if you buy it. Then you see a cool. Let me have a capa, so many a capa. But when I say you can't pass 1 minute to my phone yet, you say to me, not only that I won't care about the train. They do a certain show for many parts of the put today if you want. Can I do a show now? Can I do a dicey? Never you said, if I don't want to start, if I don't send a normal on the car, you can't show what I know with you, and no one will let you. And you so far, I'm running your door, Ghana, young black. And you say, I'm going to go, one will do, yeah, oh, man, what granted that was public African. That comes to my box side, I'm your timber. Require the money of higher number and change the food shower, petrol and the affiliate. If you don't want to do my you will not need to be time. Oh, Casino will go, you will have impact. But if you are saying, so you're not sure from that. And a baby, to 2 points, you've got it for me. That's from a bit of honey, I respect it. Oh, I'm one shall not run with the man. No one do what you get and do my name. Not yet, that your mamma, I use my Rebecca passing the eye for see I mean, there's some way you're probably trapped, and I'll say, I need a friend that out when Dubai, I said Dubai. All to the point, and I Dubai and I hire because the old game that game by 2 1 and I know the one friend I know who comes to your story and I call you get or you let the man get a certain and you are not and you're training idea. I don't want now, and then you do one and you get to send the cat and then passing everything 1 2 let's say how you this guy come and by the and I feel dear one so in a come happen. And to see that they are dancing, I will share them in this thing, and